Welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts. So this is the Mini getting washed. There was loads and loads of dust on it, you can see. So we just put some water over it first to get rid of all the filings and cuttings from grinding and what have you. You can really see it. You can see it when it's all finished up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover on this now, but you can see there how bad the dust is on it. So it was sat there in that gap, and we were working on where that red Mini is now. We were working on the race Mini. It just shows you how much that dust flies and how much you need to mask. I mean, if that much dust is dropping on the car over a few weeks, how much is going down your chest? So the reason the track car's gone and this is going on is our elusive Max is Mad Max is supposed to be coming tomorrow. We're holding our breath, well, not that long, but he's promised me that he'll be here tomorrow at 10 o'clock with the engine. So that's why this is on here. So we'll just give it a really good wash down. We're just drying things off now. It'll come with the engine, obviously, with the radiator, everything on it. The only thing we have to do probably is change the angle of the bracket, the lower bracket for the radiator. So it's an aluminium one that's on it, but we put them all in one piece. There's no need to try and struggle with the radiator because it can be an absolute bugger. On the older ones, you used to have a pivot down here on the lower engine mount, and it was an absolute sod to get to. This is why it was just very difficult. So it's easy to mount them up first. So you can see everything's pretty much in place. I must admit those where we did the seams on that lead loading, they look really nice on the front. I always think the lead load looks really nice with this, and it doesn't shrink. So there we go, there's the front. So I'll do some video tomorrow. Obviously Max doesn't like being on camera, but I'll do some video tomorrow when he turns up. If he turns up. I'm getting a big clean up now, inside and out. A lot of dust got inside it. So, and then we'll work on the race car after we've got this engine into this red one. He made these first ones here for the driver's seat, as you can see, and then he's going to make a second set over here for the passenger seat, and yeah, the rest we can't really do until we bring the engine back and so on and so forth. So this is Cooper cover eye for it. These are really nice. I got these actually from Mini Sport. They're really nice. They're soft inside with a nice Cooper badge on them, and they fit the car really well. You can see it's like a glove on it. So the car's already done, finished. Okay, just for the Jaguar guys, we're going to be doing quite a bit of Jaguar work soon. So on this one, everything's ready to go. We just need to fill it with antifreeze, or in this case it's going to be Evans coolant. A couple of small jobs we've got to do. We just have to clamp off this pipe here. This is the water's going through here, obviously, to heat the manifold. So we'll put a pipe on there, stick a bolt in it, and just put a couple of tubular clips on it. The vacuum pipe we have to just cover up a little bit as well, and possibly put a return spring on this throttle. Now obviously this throttle linkage is not put on this way on the car because it goes on the body, and it works fine. The system works good enough. It's just not quite coming back, so we're going to put a spring on there to help us. And then we've got the battery box made up here, all we need is the battery and the starter. Sorry, the battery and the fuel. So once we put the water in, we should be good. Now the brakes are sorted out. You know, I can actually roll this car where we couldn't before. And yeah, and we'll go and we'll give it a test, but it'll be in the next couple of weeks when the weather gets a bit warmer. And then we can modify this Cobra seat, the same as the other one. We've had to modify the back of the seat a little bit on the back. Let's see it here. You can see that back piece has been modified. It's a lot shorter than they normally are. So, and then we get to do some work on this one. So on here we have to basically cut that inner. You can see where the dotted line is. We're going to have to cut that right out to put the air filter on, which is that air filter on the side of the carbs there. You can see that big long oval one. So that's going to be cut out first. Then we can, once we've tested the car, tested this, make sure mechanically it's pretty sound, we'll take all this kit we made to actually run it and test it. The very first thing we're going to do is, once we've got it up and running, we'll put it onto the ramp over there, do a complete spanner up, make sure everything's good, everything works. Then we'll put it on the trailer and test it. And when that's done, we'll take all this kit off that we made, put the body on onto its aluminium washers and spacers onto the chassis. It has to be exactly the right ride height. I have a book even with the patterns on it, exactly what height they should be and so on. And then we will start to rebuild this tonneau cover on the back end, on the fastback, and the pieces that are missing down here. You can see possibly at the back here, this should actually taper down at an angle and meet the chassis, and it isn't there. So we have to make all that. It's probably a few months work just in getting the body ready. And then when that's done, we can take it off, put it on the jig, completely refurbish it, paint it, and hopefully everything will be good. And if it takes too long, I'll put this kit back together on this car and we can check it out a few more times. If not, everything's good. We don't need to worry about it. We can put it on the second XK. Max is here with the engine. We've got it in the car. We went to put it in the car. You can see this one on the left hand side. This is from Mini Sport, and this one's from Mini Spares. And you can see there's a massive difference there. Doesn't seem like much, but in fact, if you measure this is 26. I have to remeasure it, but anyway, there's 26 and 24. No, 20, yeah, whatever. This is 2 mil higher, 2 mil, so it's about the thickness of that plate. It's 2 mil higher, so if you then add that up with the other one, that's 4 mil, so that's 4 mil you're trying to, doesn't sound much, but it's when you're trying to get the engine in there, into that subframe, that's a big issue. You can see it's almost in line there, although that's bent down a little bit. You can see there, that's probably a better comparison. Look at that. There's the two of them, they're out now. And this is the one we're putting back. So, beware guys, if you're going to get these, make sure you check them. So there's I won't get the man on camera because he doesn't like it. But there's the engine going in, and we just could not get it down far enough on that mount to get it in. So there you go. I'll bring you back when we're doing some other stuff. So as you can see, at long last, we've managed to get the engine back from Max. He was here today, and he came over about 3 o'clock. And so we've got the engine in. Had a bit of trouble with the engine mounts, which I'll show in this video. And there were like 2 mil on each side, too thick. And obviously, consequently, trying to get the engine in was a real pain. As soon as we got the ones that Max brought with him, which he bought from Mini Spares, it went straight in, no problem. So something to be aware of if you're picking up engine mounts. Anyway, so it's in. The exhaust manifolds mounted. The inlet manifolds over there. We've got to work on the carburetor, the pre-engaged starter motor, and a few other bits and pieces. But unfortunately, there's quite a few bits missing. This is one of the downsides with doing too many projects at once, and I'm my own worst enemy. And so there's so many parts going through your head, and what you need this and that. So you know, there's the track day car, the race car to do, this one to finish up. Yeah, and the Jaguars, the XK and the E-Type, and I've got all this stuff running in my head, and I just forgot a lot of things. It's silly stuff like oil warning light, oil warning switch, you know, little things. But as I say, I'm coming to the UK in a few weeks anyway. On the I think I'm leaving on the 9th of February, so I'll just pick up all the stuff at the same time. There's no hurry now to get this done, because it won't be till March that we take them for their turf up in Linz. We're going to get them done in Linz. And so what I'll do is I'll take my beige Mini first, get the turf done on that. I think you have to leave the car up there for about a week. Once that's been finalised, this car already running, and I'll take this car up to Linz and bring my car back and just shuttle them backwards and forwards. But it seems the only way to get the turf. There's a guy that does it specially for Austria, for British cars, and probably, if he's good, this guy, I'll probably do the same thing with the XK150 as well, because he does Jaguars and everything British, basically, Triumph, you name it. Anyway, so there won't be much more on this. Basically the next lot of work will be coming up will be on the Jaguar. I'm doing the valve clearances on my E-Type, but again I have to pick up shims in the UK, but I need to take the two cams off. So I'll go through that for all the people that are interested in the Jaguar stuff, and hopefully you guys with the Minis, you know, classic cars. I hope there's something of interest to you. But as I said, on that note, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and she's back at last. Bye for now. Bye.